guidance on how I could just push forward into the new year when I wanted to just seek a little rest for my weary soul. The Bible promises that we can find rest in Christ. But the world each year tells us that we can make resolutions. You know, those empty declarations that for me just never seem to work. As I was listening to my favorite radio station one morning, they were talking about not making resolutions, but instead choosing a theme word that could help you throughout the year focus on what Christ has for you. So I was praying then about what my theme word could be for the year. As I prayed, it finally came to me. My word was finish. Finish. So easy to say, so hard to do. Why is finishing so hard? Those unfinished things lead to stress. That stress leads to burnout. And burnout leaves you with the feeling that you just can't do one more thing in your day. It's a vicious cycle. When I was reading an article by Rick Warren, he was talking about how those unfinished things create stress, and that if we would just buckle down and finish things, we would have less stress in our life. That got me thinking, how many things in my life have I left unfinished? And that brought to my attention this cross stitch. This cross stitch was something I started in 1992. I started it the year I got engaged. It was sort of meant to be a wedding present for my husband. So by the time of our wedding in 1993, it was 2/3 finished. Well, life got in the way. And so over the years, I dabbled on it until it was about 90% completed. And as I thought about my word for the year, finish, and this cross stitch, I thought I'd start working on it again. So I mentioned it to my husband. I think I'll work on this. And he laughed. Not just a dainty little chuckle, a laugh out loud, roll on the floor, belly laugh. Well, that made me defensive because I fully intended all those 18 years to finish this. The more defensive I became, the harder he laughed until tears were streaming down his face, laughing. This cross stitch has become the symbol of all the stress over unfinished things in my life. And ultimately, as I've worked on it this week, I've realized 18 years of stress when it's only going to take me a few more hours to finish. I have numerous projects in my life to complete. You probably do too. The mending pile of clothes you could wear if they were just fixed. The basement begging to be cleaned. The pile of unfinished, unfiled papers in your office. Professionally, I'm a publisher. And I have people all the time coming to me saying, how can I be an author? There's one thing I always say to them. Anyone can be a writer, but an author is a finisher. I hope you'll join me this year on my journey of finishing, and that we can finish some things together in 2011. And for me, I'm going to start with this darn cross stitch.
Good morning.